All right, let's talk guitar amps. If you're a guitarist, you know the amp is just as important as the guitar itself. But figuring out which one is right for you, it can be a lot. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise and help you find the amp that's going to define your sound. Ready? Let's get into it.
Yeah, if you've ever walked into a music store, looked at a wall of amps, and just felt your brain totally short-circuit, you are definitely not alone. The terminology is confusing, but trust me, understanding this stuff is the key to unlocking the exact sound you're hearing in your head.
But don't worry, we're going to break it all down. We're going to build your dream rig right here, right now, one simple choice at a time. By the end of this, you'll walk into any shop with the confidence to know exactly what you're looking for.
So, first things first, we have to start with the most important decision. What's actually going on inside the amp? The technology powering your tone is a huge deal. It's going to affect the price, how much you have to take care of it, and of course, the actual character of your sound.
First up, the granddaddy of them all, the valve amp. You might know it as a tube amp. This is the sound. It's the sound on basically every iconic guitar record ever made. Why? Well, when you crank those vacuum tubes, they start to break up in this really musical way, adding a warmth and a natural compression that just feels alive. They're also way louder than you'd expect for their wattage. But yep, there's a catch. That amazing tone means you've got to take care of those tubes, and eventually, they'll need to be replaced.
Now on the other end of the spectrum, you've got solid-state amps. These are the reliable workhorses of the guitar world. Instead of delicate glass tubes, they use super durable transistors. That makes them lighter, way more affordable, and pretty much bulletproof. And look, while old-school players might say the tone isn't the same as a tube amp, modern solid-state amps can sound absolutely incredible. They're a fantastic choice for players at any level.
So you can see, it's a real trade-off, right? On one side, you've got the valve amp, the undisputed king of that organic, classic tone. But it asks for a bit more from your wallet and a little more maintenance. And on the other, the solid-state amp. Practical, super reliable, and perfect if you just want to plug in and play without any fuss.
But wait, the story doesn't stop there. We also have digital amps. These use really powerful software to perfectly recreate or model classic amps. It's like having a whole collection of vintage gear in one box. And then there are hybrid amps. These try to give you the best of both worlds. They use a real valve in the preamp section, which is what shapes your initial tone, and then a reliable solid-state power amp to make everything loud. It's a cool way to get some of that tube feel with solid-state dependability.
Okay, so you've picked your technology. Now for the next big question. How do you want it all packaged? We're talking about the physical shape of the amp, its form factor.
Your first choice is the combo amp. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It combines the amplifier and the speaker into one single self-contained box. It's the original grab-and-go solution for musicians on the move.
So why get a combo? Simple. It's all about convenience. It's just one box, you plug it in, plug your guitar in, and you're ready to play. It's easy to carry around, it doesn't take up a ton of space, and it's just the perfect, no-fuss solution for practicing, playing smaller gigs, or recording.
And then there's the stack. You know the look, right? The iconic rock god setup on a massive stage. A stack is a two-part system. You've got the amplifier itself, which we call the head, and then a separate box with the speakers in it, which we call the cabinet, or cab.
The main reason to go for a stack is one word: flexibility. You can mix and match any amp head with any speaker cabinet you want, which lets you totally customize and experiment with your sound. And even though they look huge, sometimes splitting a heavy amp into two lighter pieces actually makes it easier to carry to a gig. The stack is for the tone chasers, the experimenters, and anyone who needs that big stage power.
All right, let's talk about something that is so important, but so many people forget about. We've talked about the amp, that's the brains of the operation, but now we need to talk about its mouth, its actual voice, the speaker.
You can't overlook this. The speaker is the final filter for your entire sound. It colors your tone, it shapes how it feels, and it determines how it cuts through in a room. You could have the greatest amp in the world, but if you pair it with the wrong speaker, it's just never going to sound right. The good news? On a lot of amps, especially combos, you can actually swap out the speaker to fine-tune your sound later on.
And believe me, speakers have their own unique personalities. Just to give you an idea, let's look at a few classics from Celestion. The Vintage 30, that's your classic rock and metal sound. It's bright and punchy, and it'll cut through a band mix like a knife. Then you have the Greenback, which has this warm, woody mid-range that's just beautiful for clean and crunchy tones. The Creamback is amazing for blues and classic rock. It has this vocal-like quality that's just stunning. And for really heavy music, the G12 T75 gives you this massive low-end punch. See, the speaker is a huge part of the equation.
Okay, deep breaths. We've covered the tech, the shape, and the speakers. But before you plug anything in, and this is especially true if you bought a stack, we have to do one final, absolutely non-negotiable check. This isn't about tone anymore. This is about safety.
And I'm not kidding around here. Getting this wrong is how you can literally fry your brand new, very expensive amplifier or speaker cabinet. It's a heartbreaking, costly mistake. But the good news is, it's incredibly easy to avoid.
Here's everything you need to know. It's a super simple 3-step check. Step 1, impedance. That's measured in ohms. Just think of it like a matching game. The number on the back of your amp head's output has to match the number on your speaker cabinet's input. If the head says 8 ohms, the cabinet needs to say 8 ohms. Simple. Step 2, wattage. This is all about power handling. Your speaker cabinet's wattage rating needs to be the same as or higher than your amp head's output. So 100-watt head needs a cab that can handle at least 100 watts. Match those two numbers, connect your cable, and you are ready to rock, completely safely.
So, let's put it all together. Here's your amp buying roadmap. Step 1. Choose your technology. Are you a valve person, solid state, digital, or hybrid? Step 2. Pick your form. Do you need the convenience of a combo or the flexibility of a stack? Step 3. Listen to the speaker. Does its voice fit your style? And Step 4. Always, always, always do the safety check and match those watts and ohms.
So there you have it. You've got the vocabulary, you understand the building blocks, and you know how to not blow things up. The fun part starts now. It's not about confusing specs anymore. It all comes down to one simple, creative question. What's that sound you're hearing in your head? Now you have the tools to go out and create it. Thanks for tuning in.